At first, many assumed it was simply stress, since Melody had always been a strong woman balancing both her career and personal life. But as days passed, the questions grew louder, and the concern became harder to ignore. Online discussions started spreading, with blogs and fan pages creating posts about her condition. Soon, it wasn't just curiosity anymore. It had turned into a wave of speculation. People from different corners of the internet started guessing what could possibly be wrong, and some even expressed fear that Melody might be hiding something serious from the public eye. This cloud of mystery surrounding her well-being created a heavy sense of worry among her supporters, and everyone wanted answers. Just as fans were struggling with unanswered questions, an unexpected voice entered the conversation: actor and activist Hill Harper. Known for his outspoken nature and his reputation for speaking truth without fear, Hill Harper surprised everyone when he mentioned Melody Shari during a recent interview. While talking about health awareness and the importance of early checkups, he suddenly shifted the focus towards Melody. With a serious tone, he hinted that Melody had been facing something far more dangerous than what fans could imagine. His words were not casual, they carried weight and urgency. Hill said that sometimes celebrities try to stay strong for their families and their careers, but in doing so, they hide their personal battles from the world. He didn't name the exact illness, but the way he spoke left people stunned. His statement suggested that Melody was not just dealing with stress or exhaustion, but with a possible deadly diagnosis. The interview clip quickly spread across social media, making headlines on blogs, fan pages, and entertainment sites. Fans, who were already worried, now felt an even deeper shock. Many could not believe that Hill Harper, someone who has always been trusted for his honesty, would make such a bold statement unless he knew something real. Almost instantly, the internet filled with mixed emotions: fear, confusion, and overwhelming curiosity. Hill's words lit a fire under the ongoing rumors, turning them into one of the most discussed topics online. What had only been speculation before now felt terrifyingly close to the truth. After Hill Harper's statement, the entire atmosphere around Melody Shari's life changed. People were no longer just guessing casually. Now the conversation carried fear and seriousness. The phrase "deadly diagnosis" began trending online, with fans trying to piece together what exactly she might be suffering from. Some suggested it could be cancer, pointing to her visible weight loss and lack of energy. Others whispered about rare illnesses that often go unnoticed until it's too late. With no official confirmation, the internet became a breeding ground for endless theories. Blogs and entertainment pages took Hill Harper's words and magnified them, publishing sensational headlines that made the news sound even darker. Articles appeared claiming insiders had confirmed her illness, even though no proof was ever shared. Some outlets even ran polls asking fans what they believed Melody was struggling with, turning her private pain into public speculation. For those who truly cared about her, this felt heartbreaking. Every new rumor added another layer of worry, and fans began to feel helpless, as if they were watching someone they admired go through a storm without being able to do anything. The uncertainty became heavier day by day. Was Hill Harper telling the truth? Was Melody really hiding a deadly diagnosis, or had his words been misinterpreted? No one had answers, but the fear of losing her to something tragic kept growing inside the hearts of her supporters. What was once just curiosity had now turned into an emotional crisis that connected fans worldwide. Everyone was holding their breath, waiting for Melody to speak. The moment Hill Harper's revelation spread across social media, Melody Shari's fans were thrown into a storm of emotions. People who had admired her strength and courage for years now felt broken by the thought that she might be silently battling something life-threatening. Thousands of fans rushed to her Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages, leaving behind heartfelt comments filled with love, support, and prayers. Messages like, "Stay strong, Melody, we are with you," and "You will beat this," no matter what it is, filled her timelines, turning her accounts into a place of both comfort and heartbreak. Very quickly, hashtags began trending worldwide. Phrases like hashtag pray for Melody and hashtag stand with Melody became a movement in themselves, showing just how deeply people cared for her. Fans who had never met her in person were now united in their emotions, sharing stories of how Melody had inspired them and how much they wanted her to fight through whatever she was going through. It was not just fans, celebrities, colleagues, and even fellow reality stars joined in, posting encouraging words and standing beside her in public solidarity. But not everyone reacted with kindness. A heated debate started online about whether Hill Harper had done the right thing by speaking about her condition. Some argued that he gave voice to something Melody had been hiding, and that fans deserved to know the truth. Others criticized him harshly, saying it was wrong to expose something so deeply personal without Melody's consent. This clash of opinions only fueled the media frenzy further, keeping her name in the headlines every single day. In the middle of all this chaos, one thing remained clear: fans were shaken, emotional, and desperately waiting to hear Melody's own voice. They wanted to know if the rumors were true, but more than that, they wanted her to feel loved and supported through what seemed like the darkest chapter of her life. In her statement, Melody admitted that she had been facing health challenges, but explained that it was never her intention to hide the truth out of dishonesty. Instead, she had wanted to handle things privately, for the sake of her children and her own peace of mind. She revealed that some of the rumors going around were exaggerated, while others touched closer to reality, but she asked everyone to understand that she was still processing everything herself. With grace and honesty, she reminded her fans that celebrities are human beings too, who sometimes need space to deal with pain without the entire world watching. Her message was not filled with medical details or dramatic confessions. Instead, it was more about her emotions and her plea for compassion. She expressed gratitude to all the people who had shown her love and prayed for her, saying that those messages had given her strength during her most difficult days. She ended her note by asking her supporters to keep her in their thoughts, to continue praying, and to respect her privacy while she worked through this difficult chapter of her life. The moment her message went live, fans flooded her post with even more love and encouragement. For many, hearing directly from Melody eased their fears, but at the same time, her careful choice of words left behind an air of mystery. She had spoken, yet she had not fully revealed the depth of her struggles. This balance between openness and privacy only made her supporters love her more, but it also kept the world guessing about the real truth. As Melody's heartfelt statement continued to circulate, the effects of the rumors began showing in her professional and personal life. Projects she had been working on suddenly faced delays, as producers and organizers worried about her availability and health. Some events she was scheduled to appear at quietly removed her name from the lineup, citing unforeseen circumstances. Even though Melody tried to remain strong and carry on with her work, it was clear that the whispers surrounding her condition had already cast a heavy shadow on her career. Her personal life was not spared either. Close friends and family members were pulled into the spotlight, with reporters reaching out for comments and bloggers trying to dig for private details. A few of her friends came forward, speaking lovingly about Melody and defending her decision to keep things private. They asked the public to respect her boundaries and give her space. But others stayed silent, their absence only fueling more speculation that the truth was even worse than what had been revealed. Behind the scenes, Melody was facing the emotional weight of it all. She was a mother, a woman balancing so many responsibilities, and now she found herself under constant public judgment. Fans continued to shower her with support, but the constant discussions about her health made it difficult for her to move forward. She had to carefully decide which appearances she could manage and which commitments she needed to cancel, all while trying to stay strong for her children and those closest to her. The diagnosis rumor had not only shaken her fans, but had also changed the way the world looked at her. Instead of being seen just as the strong, ambitious Melody Shari, people now viewed her as someone fragile, someone possibly fighting for her life. This shift in perception created both sympathy and sorrow, leaving Melody with the difficult task of rebuilding her image while also battling her private struggles. Melody's situation soon turned into more than just a personal story. It sparked a much larger conversation about privacy, boundaries, and the responsibility of public figures. All across social media and talk shows, people debated whether Hill Harper had done the right thing by speaking out about Melody's condition. Some believed he was being brave, using his platform to raise awareness about serious health struggles. To them, his words were a wake-up call, encouraging people to take their own health seriously. But on the other side, critics strongly argued that Hill Harper had crossed a line. They felt it was deeply unfair to reveal something so private without Melody's permission. After all, health is one of the most personal battles anyone can go through, and many believed that no one, not even a fellow celebrity, had the right to expose her in such a public way. This criticism grew louder each day, and Hill found himself caught in the middle of a storm he might not have expected. The debate went beyond Melody and Hill. It became a larger discussion about celebrity culture itself. Should public figures be forced to share everything about their lives simply because they are in the spotlight? Or do they have the same right to privacy as anyone else? News panels, bloggers, and online commentators kept weighing in, with opinions divided across the board. For Melody, this ongoing public debate only made things harder. While she was grateful for the love and prayers she received, she also felt exposed in ways she never wanted. Her struggle, which should have remained private, had now turned into a national conversation, and the line between compassion and intrusion seemed to blur more with each passing day. Even after Melody Shari's statement and all the debates that followed, one thing still lingered in the air: uncertainty. She had addressed the rumors, she had spoken with honesty about her struggles, yet she had not revealed the full truth of her condition. This left fans and the public caught between hope and fear. Some believed her illness was not as serious as it was being portrayed, while others remained convinced that Hill Harper's words had hinted at something far more dangerous than what she chose to share. This uncertainty created an emotional space that kept everyone invested in her journey. Each time she posted a picture, fans examined her smile, her posture, her energy, searching for clues about her health. Every public appearance became a moment of relief for some and a moment of worry for others. The silence around the full details of her diagnosis meant the story never truly ended. It only deepened the bond between Melody and her supporters, who continued to stand by her side. At the same time, the situation left important questions hanging in the air. Should Melody reveal more when she was ready, or should her privacy be respected fully? Was Hill Harper a friend trying to help or someone who pushed too far? These unanswered questions turned Melody's story into something larger than herself, a reflection of how society views fame, illness, and the right to keep certain battles private. As the world moved forward, one thing remained constant: Melody's strength in handling such an overwhelming storm with grace. Her future was uncertain, her condition still surrounded by mystery, but her courage and resilience inspired countless people. Fans continued to hold on to hope, believing that no matter what the truth was, Melody Shari had the heart of a fighter, and that story was far from over.